Subs next, this is Ray Stall eating cake, back here with, well, nothing. Well, there is Night Rain in the background, but that's irrelevant. I am here to do a 2-year celebration of the channel today. And we're gonna do that just by talking about a bunch of random stuff, really. Let's start with, over this past year, of course, the videos have gotten better in quality. I've gotten better at stuff. I'm still far from great, but I am happy about a ton of the progress that I have made with the YouTube content that I do. And that's really all I wanted to say. One of the things that we did do this year is, of course, that I became a VTuber, which actually, before I even got the model, I had decided for quite a long while that, I want to do that, because I'm not really planning to show my face, at least not anytime soon. I actually am planning to show my face sometime in the future, but I'm planning to do it in a much more, interesting way. So, not yet, basically. Then, of course, only last month, I updated my VTuber model. The same person that did my original model contacted me and said, like, hey, I became a lot better at making these models. So if you wanna upgrade it, wanna add stuff, just tell me. And I did. That's where we, of course, got the wave, among other things. Next topic. Future videos. There's actually quite a lot of future videos. We are almost done with Wuchang Full and Feathers, and soon we got Lost Soul Aside, which I am gonna play as well. I bought the game. We still have the Night Rain videos to finish up. I'm trying to finish them up. It's been a while now since that game came out, and I want to finish it, but it is a bit harder to do those kind of videos. Next, the other type of videos. I want to make more tier lists. I've already made one tier list video, and the first new V2 or tier list video I'm planning to make is a simple one. It's gonna be one of the wuchang bosses. Of course, that's gonna be -1 because I didn't get to fight one of them. Although you haven't seen that yet, so maybe I should have mentioned that. But that doesn't matter. Then of course, October is gonna be super chaotic because there's a bunch of games. We have Battlefield 6, of course, releasing at the start of that month, which I'm gonna get into more Bf6 in a minute here. We also have the new Painkiller game, as well as Little Nightmares 3. I'm gonna play all 3 of these games. Bf6, maybe not on YouTube. I don't know yet. Maybe I will get some content out of that. Not sure. But on the topic of Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 versus Black Ops 7. I'm personally rooting for Battlefield 6 to win this year. It would be the first time Battlefield has won, but also I feel like Battlefield stands a big chance this time around. The last time it stood as big of a chance was when Battlefield 1 versus Infinite Warfare. And that wasn't a good matchup because, yes, people were kind of tired of COD at that time, but not enough. People were mostly tired of futuristic COD, which wasn't enough to make a lot of people switch over to Battlefield. But this time around, people are just tired of COD in general. Tired of like everything. They don't like the recent Call of Duty campaigns. They don't like the recent Call of Duty multiplayer. They don't like what they've done to the special game modes like zombies. People hate Warzone and the skins that they are putting out. They feel like it's absolutely disgusting and has no place in the game, which is right. When I played the Battlefield 6 beta, I had a ton of fun. It was really fun. At least the big game modes. When I tried playing the small game mode, or one of the smaller game modes, it was an 8. Was it an 8v8? I think it was an 8v8. Yeah, it was. Which was really boring because it was way too easy and just kind of felt like I was playing COD again. So that was boring. I like the bigger game modes way more. So yeah. I saw people speaking about it on YouTube the other day, and this guy had the really shitty take. Like, people are acting like Battlefield 6 will be the COD killer. Nobody's acting like Battlefield 6 will kill Call of Duty. That's not what anybody's saying. They think Battlefield 6 will beat Call of Duty. That's an entirely different thing. Anyways, doesn't matter. We had the Gamescom announcements the other day, so I wanted to speak a little about a few of the games that were announced there. What's that? Oh yeah, that's that game. Of course, the first, one of the biggest announcements, there were a sequel, although not a direct sequel, obviously, to Black Myth Wuchang, which this time will be Black Myth Shang-Kui, which I feel is really interesting. I don't know a ton about Shang-Kui. The only reason I even know who Shang-Kui is thanks to playing Smite back in the day. So that's gonna be a really interesting game. Second game, which is another game that I'm planning on playing on the channel, is Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which is of course really interesting. The Resident Evil games are usually great. At least the last two were great, in my opinion. So hopefully Requiem is fun as well. Next game, a game I'm planning to play, probably with friends, is Everwind, which is this Minecrafty-like RPG survival game, which it looked really fun. It looked like it could be very interesting to play. And I want to play it with friends, of course. Or at least play it with somebody. Maybe I'll find somebody else to play it with other than my friends. But I do want to play it on the channel. Next game, which is a Souls-like, Sword of Legends. I mean, it just looks really, really fucking cool. It is made on Unreal Engine 5, though, which does not hype me up very much. But it does look very, very cool. So I will probably play that once it comes out, but that will probably be a long while. And the last game that I wanted to cover in this YouTube video is Lords of the Fallen 2, which they announced, which I'm also planning to play with a friend, since this one will probably have the good version of co-op right from the start, where you can progress through the entire game together instantly instead of not. But that was really all I wanted to talk about in this video. The last time I tried to do this video, it didn't go very well. But this time it went very well. It went very short. There's nothing really else to talk about. I guess I will, since this video is so short, I will give you a bonus. A ghost story. One personal ghost story, to be exact. This is a ghost story that happened to me. Not only me, a couple family members as well. Back when I lived out on the countryside, this was many years ago. Like before 2010, I believe, is when we lived out there. Doesn't matter. It's a two apartment house. So it's basically just a normal, really big house split down the middle. On either side, we had a barn of sorts. And in our barn, we would quite often hear somebody walking around up there, stomping. It was very, clear to us that the barn was haunted. And this is a really old barn. There's no hidden spaces or anything. Upstairs was literally just a big open room with two windows on either side of the barn. But we would hear somebody stomping up there. I mean, we went up there constantly to check if somebody was there after. And of course, there wasn't. And it's not like they jumped out the window. Especially not on one side. That would lead straight down into a bunch of spiky wood. I'm pretty sure was mostly there. Was what was mostly there. Plus an anthill, or tons of ants lived on that side. So basically, not somewhere where you wanted to be. That's just a personal ghost story. I mean, I'm pretty sure even one time it was me and two of my siblings. We were home alone. I'm pretty sure we were the only three people home. Even our neighbors were not home. I don't think, at least. And we're playing. I don't know what we were playing when we heard stomping. So of course we went back inside because we got scared. But that was just a little tiny bonus ghost story. I wanna also, of course, the number of subscribers. How can I not? We're almost at 200 of you snacks, which is really cool. The next celebration would be technically at 250 subs. I don't really do anything big for my subscriber celebrations yet. Mostly because I'm really bad at coming up with stuff to do for those. I mean, even for this, I'm just talking with a game running in the background. The last thing I want to cover in this video is, of course, you've already seen a picture of it in the thumbnail, and that's that we got a new end card, an animated end card, which I just got today when I'm recording this audio. Actually, quite enjoyable. I want new music for it too, which I am planning on getting. However, I don't have the money for that right now, so that will have to wait like a month or two. But I do have the end card at least, which I do like, and you will have an intro with it, of course, with old music, which sucks a little bit, but not much I can do about it currently. But that is the end of this video. Thank you everybody so much for subscribing to me over these 2 years, for watching my content, and for every single like, comment I get. I love them. I love reading them, even if I don't answer all of them. And if you don't get an answer to your comment, it's simply because I couldn't come up with something fun, with something to answer with. It's not because I didn't like the comment, or at least most of it. I think I've ignored like 2 comments because they were weird and I didn't understand them at all. That's the only other reason why I will ignore your comment, is if I don't understand what you're trying to say to me. Anyways, I believe that's enough information shared today. Again, thank you everybody so much. I hope you enjoyed this tiny video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. If you aren't already one of my subscribers, and in that case, still like and comment, of course. What am I saying? And I'll eat you next time. Bye. Oh, I should. And bye.